Radical.
Very quick news here. Before I get into the news, I will say if you hear something in the background, that is Battlefield 1 music. And you hear that because I'm installing it on a PlayStation 4. I'm installing it on a PlayStation 4 where I'm actually down to one PS4 controller. I don't know what it is, Sony, but your little connectors, the USB charging port connectors on your PS4 controllers are garbage. Straight garbage. I think it's a waste, man. I mean, it's a waste on these PS4 controllers because I like the PS4 controller. But where it fails versus the Xbox controller is the lack of actual ability to replace the batteries. That's all you gotta do. But to replace a battery in this, I don't even know what the hell's involved in that. So yeah, I got one working PS4 controller that's charging. And I'm happy about that. It's an EA game, by the way, Battlefield 1. But EA is known for a lot of video game franchises. Madden, FIFA, Battlefield, Need for Speed, Sims, Skate. Like, there's all of these huge franchises that are connected to Electronic Arts. And it makes sense because they've been around for like 35, 36 years. Chances are, even if you are a casual gamer, you have picked up a controller, you have played an EA game. Well, guess what? They're selling the company. The company is being sold for $55 billion. That would be impressive to hear if there wasn't actually already a sale that was over $10 billion more in the Microsoft buy of Activision/Blizzard. And I don't know if Microsoft is like, damn, we could have got EA for $55 billion. And to me, I think that would have made more sense for Microsoft to buy Electronic Arts because of the connections. But oh well. They got Activision Blizzard, and this Saudi Arabia firm, the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, is trying to buy, if it goes through, EA. And also involved in this buyout, weirdly, is Jared Kushner, Silver Lake. And Jared Kushner, if you don't know, is actually the son-in-law of Donald Trump. So I don't know if some of these games are actually going to have Jared Kushner skins or orange Donald Trump skins in Battlefield games. I'm not sure. Might be some changes. I don't know what all kind of changes happened to EA. Now, EA, in previous years specifically, has been called out by a lot of people for being, you guessed it, greedy. But, I mean, honestly, I think a lot of these publishers, a lot of these corporations when it comes to gaming here recently have been super greedy. So they're selling out $55 billion. I'm not going to get into all of the details of this buyout, but it's taken EA private, and this is a leveraged buyout. It's a leveraged buyout, meaning that they borrowed like $20 billion to even make this happen. So what are changes going to be? What do you think? What do you think changes are going to be? Well, I think obviously there's going to be some closure of some studios under EA. Whenever there's these buyouts, it happened with Microsoft and Activision Blizzard. Happened there. Cuts. You invest, and you look around at who all's getting paid, and you're like, well, we can't afford this person because we have all this invested. And if you're not making a ton of money for EA, well, yeah, it's bad news for you. What does that mean for the gamers, though? Does it mean a lot of the games that were $70 are now going to be $80? They got to make that $20 billion back somewhere. I mean, a lot of people don't care about these buyouts and who buys these companies, but a lot of people will question the buyouts from Saudi Arabia because it's Saudi Arabia, And I think that's really all I got to say about because we don't know. We don't know really until a buyout happens what all is going to happen with franchises like FIFA, The Sims, Madden and everything. We don't know how aggressive the monetization of these games, their little microtransactions are going to be. If it's going to be taken to another level, we don't know. But before I leave, I want to add in that also this public investment fund, the Saudi Arabians, are busy also, I think, trying to to buy out WWE. Yeah, I said it. I think they're trying to buy out wrestling, basically. There's AEW, there's TNA, but no, wrestling is WWE. Now, why is that a problem if they buy out professional wrestling? Because they already bought themselves a WrestleMania, believe it or not. The first WrestleMania, I meant to make a separate upload. I meant to have like a little rant on that. But after you have other places, for instance, like London, trying to aggressively see if they can get themselves a WrestleMania. After all these years, the first WrestleMania that's not in America is going to be in fucking Saudi Arabia. So really, it comes to WWE seemingly being whores and selling themselves off to the highest bidder, because WrestleMania, I don't think, should be in a place like Saudi Arabia, because they have a lot of people that are not willing and not wanting to actually travel to a place like Saudi Arabia that have been to maybe every WrestleMania. Right now, there's people that have been to every single WrestleMania, maybe even since they was a kid, and they are not going to be able to go to every WrestleMania in their life because it's going to fucking Saudi Arabia. Because they sold out. That's, they're selling off your company like Electronics Arts is doing, and then they're straight up selling out, I think, like WWE. By having your shows in Saudi Arabia, you're also giving a message to the female performers, well, fuck you. To the female wrestlers, you're giving them the big stone cold middle finger because they got to wear fucking trash bags to go out there and wrestle. I think anyone, especially any of you red blood males out there, would be a big thumbs down seeing these beautiful wrestlers like Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, seeing all these beautiful wrestlers having to go out there in hefty fucking trash bags to wrestle. And it's got to be tough and difficult going out there, because you're in the ring, it's hot, you're sweating, you're doing all these moves, having to wear these, because Saudi Arabia and how they feel about women and all that shit right there. So these companies, instead of standing up and saying, hey, wait a second, we're not selling out to you until you change your shit around, Saudi Arabia, concerning the human rights violation, concerning, how they treat their women and everything. No, turns out, cha-ching, cha-ching. So I'm not shocked about this buyout. These days, I'm not shocked about any kind of buyout. But I do not think in some cases, especially like it comes to WWE, if WWE actually follows suit like Electronic Arts and straight sells out to Saudi Arabia, I think that would be the worst case scenario, because I'm more of a fan of WWE than I am Electronic Arts. I mean, I play some Need for Speed games, but I can't tell you any series every year that I buy from Electronic Arts versus some other publishers, even though they have a lot of franchises. Need for Speed's probably really like the only one that I've played religiously through the years, and even then it's like, But I really hope WWE doesn't sell out to Saudi Arabia, other than maybe a WrestleMania here or there or something like that.